Yeah, hi Ajay. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm very good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, so welcome to Kingmakers IAS Academy podcast series called the Change Makers. So we are you the future change makers of this country, I hope. So and many congratulations for securing a marvelous rank this year. I
Thank you
think
so much.
after so many attempts and so many hard work and struggles, you have finally achieved this rank. So
Yes, sir.
let me know, like, how was your first reaction when you have seen the result PDF, I can say. So, how was the experience basically?
Uh, the first thing was when you don't get these ranks, so you expect like that you should get something. I mean, I was not. Yes, there was always a hope that you get a very good rank, but it was like getting a rank. Whether it is 900 or 1000 doesn't matter. You should have when you type your roll number there, it should not show not found. That was the thing. So when I got that rank, I got from another person. I didn't see that. This is the first time I didn't check. This was my third
Okay.
interview. So
Yeah.
they told like it is around 400 something. Then I checked, it was 452. So yeah, sir, it was satisfactory, highly satisfactory. I could not stop my tears for almost 10 years, 10 minutes. So that was the thing. I experienced that
Yeah.
feeling of success after 4 5 years.
Yeah. So I think it's a very long journey for you. I think almost five attempts, I can say.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's your, as you said, like it's the third interview. So coming very close to the final result thing and finally achieved the thing. So how was the parents' reaction, by the way, after getting your result?
Sir, there were three places where I visited after my result. First, I was in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So in Hyderabad, I was teaching also. I was mentoring some of the students. So
Yes.
they were really happy. It was quite personal success for them because they have seen from 2023 onwards. I was engaged in this mentorship thing. So they have seen my struggle. I'm studying. Many times I have studied with them. I have written many tests with them. Even I remember this year, my students took my mock interview when I didn't go to Delhi for mocks. So they prepared the question from my DAF. They created a panel for 5 members and they took the mock for me. So they were it was a part of like the okay, they were also associated, okay, sir should get some rank this time. So we celebrated first of all in Hyderabad. Then from there I had to come to my village here in Sambalpuri where I am currently, Raigad district of Chhattisgarh. But there was another part of my life which has saved my life, I would say, is Bastar, sir. Bastar of Chhattisgarh. There I have worked for 4 years. So, 2000 after my graduation through campus recruitment only, I went to join an NGO Pradhan, and in Bastar I worked for 4 years. So I was quite associated with these tribal communities. There I learned their language. I have stayed with them and these all things. So when I shared my decision to resign from my service in 2021 and start preparation for civil services. So they don't know about the civil services UPSC, but only thing they know is कि भैया collector बनने जा रहे हैं बस. That is the only thing they know. So it was like it was also a vision for they also quite associated themselves with that vision that भैया बनेंगे उसके बाद बस्तर आएंगे हमारे लिए काम करेंगे. That was the thing, kind of vision, collective vision we could say. So I decided before going home I will go to Bastar. So from Hyderabad I booked that bus and went to Bastar. And we celebrated a lot, sir. I mean, around 1,000, tribals came from different villages. We danced their tribal languages. We played with colors and these all things. I can share with you some of the footages of those.
Yeah, yeah,
Those things.
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that happened. So that reaction was something like I felt really happy as well as that seeing them happy for me. Then I came to my home. I saw my parents. Definitely, it was quite emotional for us because from the place I come, it was not very usual. It was very much, you can say, the rare case. So that's why everyone were really happy, and it was emotional also.
Great, great. So I think you have so many well-wishers. So with the support of that, I think that also played a, I can say, a small or major role, I can say, like in your success, might say.
True, sir. Those are blessings.
Yeah, definitely. So I just want to ask, like, for the benefit of audience, about your academic and family background, so that they can also relate to your experience, basically.
Sir, I have done I have been Hindi medium students from schooling. Complete schooling is from Hindi medium, Chhattisgarh board, and then I have done. I got opportunity to uh, do my BTech from NIT, National Institute of Technology, Raipur, from metallurgical engineering branch. So that was my academic background. But I chose this optional agriculture because of my work in NGO. I was so associated with this my work. I'm highly passionate about agriculture and development, small holding farmer thing. And the second reason was that I come from, as you asked about the family background, my whole I mean the you can say that my family has been associated with the agriculture. Our even our community is the agricultural community. So I would be the first government employee from my family. So it
Oh,
was completely agriculture. So I have been the part of agriculture. I have practiced agriculture with my family, even though we are the forest dwellers also. So I have been associated with this minor forest produce like the mahua, tendupatta, these all things. Even I have participated. So that has been my background. I'm really fortunate to get such kind of education from NIT, and that's why you see this kind of English and this all confidence. Because of that
right.
fortune and my parents' mindset that they prioritize our education, not only mine, but also I have two siblings. Their education was highly prioritized by my family member, and that's how I got this thing. And this all thing because of them, because they had 100 reason to send us to the agriculture, some kind of work. गाय चराने भेज सकते थे, but they preferred to send us to school and prioritize our education. So not only me, my brother also got MBBS now. He's in the Chhattisgarh government. He's a doctor there, and my sister is also engineer in the Jindal Power and Steel Limited. So this is all that mentality. They are not educated, but they thought like we should educate our child. So that is there. I think the this all success or whatever we got is because of their mentality, sir.
Yeah. So my next question would be that only ki, like, how difficult is for you, like, coming from the Hindi medium background, as you have done your schooling from there, and then opting for the English medium in the UPSC. So how difficult is for you? Because I think like it's not easy to compete with the communication part, because like if you are done your schooling from the Hindi medium, so then shifting towards the English medium might be a difficult task for you. So did
Yeah, true.
college only help you, or like there were some other factors also?
Sir, I would really thank you for asking this question because many of the students ask me also, and I think through this platform they will get to know like the Hindi में करें कि English में करें. It was a huge
Right.
dilemma for me also, sir, truly. But for me, because many of us comes from this after schooling, we do Hindi medium and then we enter into the English medium somehow in the colleges. So क्या होता है mix हो जाता है. Some we are
Definitely.
not completely confident in English and we are not completely confident in Hindi, and there is dilemma like which language we should choose. So
Right.
and then when I went to Bastar after college, I got some confidence in the English. But then when I went to the it was completely the English was gone. Actually, again you have to speak in Halvi and those all things. तो ये dilemma था sir. I mean, which subject I should choose, which language I should choose. But in 2020, when I started my preparation, at that point of time, I was not getting that mentorship from the Hindi medium. That was a major problem because I have done my self studies. I have not joined any foundation course. So what I relied was on the personal mentorship. So the mentors I got have given their attempts in the English medium. So if that was a major factor why I chose English. I thought like the okay English है इतना तो आता है कि कर सकते हैं. I mean, if we put effort, we can do that. But still, I was not very confident in speaking. So initial two interviews I have given in Hindi. So
Oh, acha. Okay.
and
Okay.
second reason why, so I used Hindi also, English also, and I got decent
Okay.
marks in the interview also, 180 marks that to Chaube sir board gave.
That's a good score. Yeah.
So, matlab, what I would say is that English I had to choose because my agriculture optional was not available in Hindi. So
Hmm.
I had to read agriculture not just because of UPSC, because it was part of my plan B also. if I won't get, we have some land, so I will do the farming, or I can go back to NGO. I can build my career in agriculture sector. That was my long term plan, plan B, I would say. So it was not. It was the decision rationally because of the mentor availability. Content was not issue at that moment. Now it's easily available. I don't think that was the issue. Second, optional was agriculture. And third, I was not comfortable in speaking, but I was comfortable in writing. इतना समझ में आ जाता है because we have given that exams in the NIT during college.
Ah,
So I thought like okay मैं लिख सकता हूँ, I can understand, I can write. So let's choose English. Anyhow,
right, right.
UPSC is providing us to speak in Hindi in the interview. So that was the
Ah,
national decision.
right, right, right. So, like as you just mentioned, I think it's a very common doubt among the aspirants, as you said, for the plan B, right? So, what do you feel, Madhav, like as you're preparing for UPSC, and I can say UPSC is a very long journey. Like, so, matlab, for major of the candidates, I can say it's a minimum 2 to 3 years journey. So, so should we keep plan B as an option?
Sir, I think we should, sir. I mean, the kind of examination this UPSC is, there is a luck factor. You don't know which board you're going to get. You don't know what is your day. That particular some days we have bad days. So one bad day can impact one paper also. You don't know, many factors are there, sir. It's not like the one day exam, right? It's a multi-day exam, multi-phase exam. So you can be unlucky at any point of time. So I
Hmm.
am grateful and fortunate that this time I got some rank. But
Hmm.
I, you can't be sure. Even you ask me now,
Hmm.
write an exam and whether I will clear the prelims or not, I cannot be sure. So when these kind of uncertainty is there, how can I be so irrational and completely leave my life to the fortune? So I don't
Hmm.
think any rational being will be doing that. I mean, it's a personal
Hmm.
choice, definitely, but I
Hmm.
had my plan B. Second factor, which is very important, sir, what is your family background? Many times, if you have the proper, like the backing, for example, businesses, some people might have the business background or might have the parents to support you in the later time. For them, might be like the plan B is not necessary. But for the many of the aspirants who come
Hmm.
from the middle
Right.
class or come from the lower middle class or the BPL, below poverty line families, for them, sir, the responsibility of the family is huge, sir. I mean, many a times they have to sustain, they have to get into something. For the women, the marriage burden is also there.
Hmm. Right.
So that's why I think the nature of examination and the kind of socio-economic background we come. I'm talking about a limited the community which we belong and who give this kind of examination. We have to be ready to have this plan B, whether it is in the private sector, business ideas, or any teaching or any kind of job. We should be parallelly building our skill and starting associating with some of the academy or some of the organization, whether it is freelancing or there are a lot of opportunities are getting going up. For
Right.
example, one of my friends started doing this learning video editing skill. So he
Oh,
made it
yeah.
the hobby also in the UPSC exam. At the same time, he did some courses and he was doing some
Yeah.
freelancing editing. So he started
Freelancing
earning. So
business.
you know that this career. So such kind of thing we should think. So
So I think we can say like the balancing UPSC and the financial stability also is very important so that you can manage all
very
your expenses also.
true, sir.
Great, great. So I think you will be a role model for your hometown, I can say. As you said, you come from very humble background, and I think you can be a role model for many of the people who may join the government or the civil services in future. So, like, how does it feel? Matlab, what do you think? Ki coming from a humble background, how difficult it is to crack such examination? Because you can say the financial thing is one thing, obviously, because right now this examination requires lots of things. You can say content, resources. So, how this thing is for you? Matlab, is it readily available, or you have to do some struggles for it?
Sir, I would break that question into two parts. One, you asked like the about role model. Sir, to be honest, I don't want to become role model for the community or the students, youth here to become a civil servant. Definitely, I want to become a role model or be an example that education can change our social status, can take us from the poverty to the upper level. We were a BPL family since 2018-19. When I got this job, then we uplifted and we came into the EPL. But before that, we were the BPL family. So, what changed our status today? The respect we got, and these all things just because of education, sir. So, what I want to put myself, and that's why wherever I'm going, this all I'm visiting different government schools only, because I'm not choosing to go into the like Delhi to give them podcasts and these all things despite invitation, because I don't want, because there are so many toppers, sir, that who can be example for so many people. But here in my region, sir, in the Raigad district or in Bastar, such kind of big places, it's rare, sir. For
Hmm.
me also, people ask like the where you got this dream to become IAS. Never got this dream, sir. I didn't have that dare to dream, sir. How can I get the dare, sir, when I have never seen around me someone getting education
Hmm.
and getting coming into this UPSC? How will you get
Right.
that confidence to dream also? Right. So we are, when I see in Hyderabad, when I stayed there, people are easily dreaming to become IAS officer because they are seeing people around them like
Right.
they
There are examples. Yeah.
examples are there, but here examples are
Yeah.
not there. Here parents
Hmm.
are not
Hmm.
confident that they will invest
Right.
for 12, 13 years in their children, whether they will become or do something
Hmm.
productive or not. That confidence is not there.
Right.
So what I want to become a role model is that education can change us. Education can
Hmm.
change our status. So I want to convey that message to the parents. I talk about my parents also, like the how despite those all financial challenges, these all the social pressure or the violence we faced during early days of my childhood, and my parents have done. Despite that, they prioritize this, and how that is that has transformed our life from all aspects. After this rank, and before this also, I won't say after this rank only. Before that also, when I get into the NIT, got such kind of job, my brother got the MBBS in these all things. Automatically, it has uplifted our socio-economic
Hmm.
status.
Right.
So that is the way I want to become a role model. If anyone want to take the inspiration, not for the civil services, but definitely how education can change a family, a society. That is the example.
Right.
Second thing you said about the challenges, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I cannot deny that the challenges, but a lot of challenges were faced by my parents. I remember my father had to go to work as a daily wage labor in one coal company. I mean, the nearby. Uh, so that was the situation because of income. You know, the agriculture sector, we have no irrigation facilities and those all things. So income is very less, but expenditure were high. So that were a lot of stress. Many time crop failures. I remember when I was in school when it used to rain, everyone used to enjoy, celebrate. But being a farmer, son, you know that there is your crop
Hmm.
out there on the field who is getting destroyed because of that
Right.
rain. So you
Great.
feel that, right? I mean, so
Hmm.
and you know how distressful it can be. So
Hmm.
challenge was there, sir. Resources, but I would also say that the when you have the intent and when you have working really hard, and you have that I won't say talent and those all things, that intent and that hard work is there, na, sir. Then people come up to help you,
Hmm.
support you. I mean, so many
Right.
people, sir. I mean, my friends helped me. My one of the institutes, Sarachandra IAS Academy, is there in the Hyderabad. They invited me there to, they finance my accommodation and those all things for my preparation. And then many of my teachers supported me financially. They guided. So a lot of people come up to support you if you have the intent and the ability to do the hard work. So I don't think that yes, it brings the challenge. We cannot expect that, sir. We come from, we don't, we are not privileged. So we should be able to face those challenges. At the same time, we should be having that intent to come out of it. Then the people come up to support you, sir.
Definitely. Very rightly said. I think education is very much important. It can be in any domain, obviously. So I think, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So as you said, like your option is agriculture, right? So
Yes.
uh, don't you think like coming from an engineering background, you should opt for that optional? Matlab, I think you have so many options for the optional. And so, don't you find any difficulty in choosing this option? Because like it's not a, you can say, common optional to take agriculture. Right now, as we
Yes.
can see, the common option is sociology, anthropology, because of the restricted syllabus and the high scoring subjects also, I can say. many the rankers are getting these options, right? So, what do you think about the agriculture optional? How is it for you?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I chose decided to have this optional agriculture optional, I was in the doubtful situation. I remember 2021 means I told my father that Papa, I think मैं गलती कर दिया. इसमें I mean because in sociology you feel like that you can write something at least, but in agriculture,
Right.
botany, if there is they ask about the photo respiration, whether you know or you don't know, you can't write anything. So
Yeah.
that time I was not prepared. So I used to have this dilemma and the doubt that did I mistake to take this agriculture? But I would say that I was not regretted. Two times I got more than 270 marks. So
Okay.
every time, see, these kind of optional may not take you to 300, 320, 350, but it won't put you under 200. So
Hmm.
they keep you around 250 to 70, 80. So that way my
Right.
option was, I was satisfied. At the same time, I have given this forest interview also because of that agriculture
Yes.
option we can take. My reason why
Yes.
I chose was not based on any kind of like the what marks getting, what ranks, and these all things. My thing was completely purely based on my interest, sir. As I said,
Interesting.
I come from the farming background. I feel that agriculture is in my blood. And then I got into the metallurgy and these all things because I didn't have any guidance like the what subject I should
Hmm.
choose. But
Right. Right.
thankfully you see the nature how they play the role. It completely brought me back to the kind of service where I worked in the agriculture. There I
Yeah.
have worked with the
Right.
farmers, around 10,000 farmer. I could improve their livelihood, their some technology I could bring. That brought me the practical experience of the agriculture, and then I decided, okay, let's read about it, let's see the academic side of agriculture. And as I said, it was the part of my plan B. If I'm not able to get the UPSC, I'll enter into the agriculture, work for the smallholders, and develop some new technologies in the agriculture sector. So this was completely out of the traditional way of deciding the optional, where
Hmm.
we see
Right.
that those one thing. It was completely based on my interest and my plan B and my background, not the academic background, but my background of family and those work background.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. So, as you said, like it's your five attempts, right? And I think you have given three times interview, right? So, I think you might have cleared three times prelims, right?
Four times,
I
sir.
think so.
Once,
Four
first
times
time I could
prelims.
not clear the means.
Acha, okay, okay, four time prelims. So I think prelims was not a challenge for you, I can say, right? Because out of five attempts, you have given cleared four prelims, and that is a major hurdle for many of the candidates, I can say. Like coming the you are from a prestigious college, obviously. So people coming from IITs also face this challenge of this prelims, right? So what was the strategy basically of the prelims? So you have cleared, I can say, 80% of your time. You have cleared the
Yeah.
prelims. So what was the strategy, I can say, for the prelims?
So the first thing is that never take prelims for granted and lightly, because it can put you under it. Sir, you said like the it was comfortable. It was never comfortable, sir. Prelims. I have cleared prelims every time. Even the forest prelims I have cleared this time. But
Yes.
2021 prelims I gave mains. 2022 I gave the interview. 2023 I gave the interview. 2024 I failed prelims.
Hmm.
So you see, so how can I become so overconfident in the
Right.
prelims? Actually,
Right.
UPSC was trying to tell me that you cannot take anything for granted. Please
For
take the
granted.
proper seriously. That is the message actually. So one of the
Yes.
learning, I'm a little bit deviating, sir. I'll come back to the prelims. One of the
Okay.
learning I have, this UPSC has taught me is that in 2021, 22, I had very good marks in the interview, 180 around. Good marks in the optional 271. GS I had a very less mark, 320, 349. And essay also I had good marks, around 116 or something.
Yeah.
What happened? So my problem was in the GS. Okay, GS I had to improve. That was the problem. So next year, what happened is that GS improved. Optional came to 246, and interview came
Oh.
to 146 from 180.
Oh.
This was a
Yeah.
rare thing. Generally, it doesn't happen like the interview decreases. Always it increases or they maintain it.
Yes.
So it happened. So in 2023 that happened. So basically UPSC then they made me fail in the prelims also. So what I got from the UPSC, how I took it as that don't take anything for granted. I took agriculture as granted by thinking like the agriculture तो मेरा area है यार मैं तो इतना काम किया हूँ. How can I not get the less mark? Interview यार I have the work experience. I have worked in
Right.
the tribal areas with the people. So how can they not give me the good mark? So that
Right.
was, I would say, that the kind of overconfidence I have taken things for granted, or I may not have given that much seriousness to those subjects. So that is one of the message I want to give. Whether it is prelims, whether it is mains, whether it is interview, whether it is essay, please, please do not take anything for granted. Everything deserves the proper attention of our preparation. Having said that, coming back to the prelims, yes, sir. Somehow my strategy has worked in the prelims, except that 2024, that some other issues were also there. I should mention that so that it will build the context. Actually, that year some health crisis was there in my family. My
Okay.
mother got some health issues, so just before prelims it happened. May it was there in 2020 April. We had a huge surgery for there.
Oh.
So that might have impacted. I'm bringing that because so that this strategy get the context. Now, uh, sir, coming to the strategy part, one thing aspirants should notice is that prelims is not only about the game of the knowledge; it is the game of aptitude, how we are solving the questions, how much risk we are taking, and how much logically we are able to think about the sentence. If you're going only with the knowledge, you may not clear this exam. You have to apply your common sense, which you have built throughout your career, school, graduation, and your life. The second part of it is that the static is the core area, the four subject, that the polity, economy, history, and geography. History, when I say the modern history, not the ancient medieval history, these four subject has to be like our efficiency should reach 80% here. I mean, other subject you can't get. I mean, it's very difficult to get 80% efficiency in science, tech, environment, current affairs, and the ancient medieval and art and culture. In these four subjects, getting the 80% efficiency is going to be really difficult. So we should try to target more than 80% efficiency. That is, if I'm solving, let's say, the 20 questions of the polity, I should be able to get at least a 16, 17 question correct. So that way we should target these four subjects. If we are able to do that, and then the rest of the subject we may be around 60% efficiency. If we are able to manage, then we come up around 70% efficiency on an average. And if you are getting 70% efficiency, and if you're solving more than 80 questions, then I think you will be in the list. So that is the strategy. And third thing is that coming to the test part, people ask me like the how many tests we should write. I say like
Hmm.
the initially also I was rushing to solve 50 tests, 100 tests, but later on I realized that it's not test is to actually check whether our to check where is the gap, right? So until unless we are not analyzing our test properly, we can't identify the gaps in our preparation. So I think the more than the number of tests, how well we are getting the gaps in our preparation through those tests. That means the analysis of the test become more important than the number of the tests. So minimum 20, but well analyzed question. There also at least you should have around I would say the two sectional tests for the per subject, and minimum two, and minimum six full length tests if you are able to give. That would be sufficient for the test parts.
Understood. Understood. So as you said, I think PYQs play a very important role, right, in
Yes.
prelims. But can say any stage of the examination, basically. So, like, what you would like to suggest for the PYQs? Because sometimes we see the aspirants take PYQs very lightly, right? They just attempt the mock test, right? So, what is your thing, basically, like for the PYQs?
Sir, even if I give this attempt now, first I'll do the PYQ.
Okay.
First I'll start with the PYQ. PYQ is the core thing, and no matter how many times we are giving it, we should try to solve. We should solve the PYQs. The problem happens is that we solve the PYQs as "अरे इसको तो आता है मेरे को," "अरे I got this answer." That is not the PYQ solving actually. PYQ solving is like, are we able to see the language of the question? I mean, how the question has been framed. Is it a general statement? Is it a specific statement? Does it contain the data? And I mean, which topics? First is that the language of the question, sentences. Second is that which topics are being focused multiple times. That should also be the area which should be identified. Third is that the elimination and these all the tricks or the logical thing will work in the UPSC PYQ only. It won't work in the coaching institute questions. I mean, some questions you can do, but the most that much level making question would till now I have not experienced such kind of thing in any of the academies question papers. So these three things we should try to learn from it. So however time, I mean, you give 3 times, 4 times all the PYQs, you should solve it, sir.
Right, right, right. So, like coming to the main stage, so I think you're given four mains and you have cleared three times mains,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So, what was your matlab, overall strategy? I would not go subject wise basically. So, what was your overall strategy for the mains? And you can suggest me some pointers so that the students can focus on that. Because, like, see, they basically it's studied with the strategies, right? So, what was your basic bullet points I can say for the mains, which you would
Oh,
like to suggest to the future aspirants?
yes, sir. Yes. Sir, number one, identifying the themes of the topic. For example, polity. So in the polity, let's say there are topics of judiciary, one topic, legislature, executive, like that. Within judiciary, if that is the subtopic, within that we should identify the micro topics. Micro topics within judiciary, what they're asking is that the judicial accountability, because it is in the news, and as well as the important judicial appointment, judicial other issues are there related to the judiciary. So like that micro theme, how do we identify? Through the PYQ, where they
Hmm.
have focus. So micro themes we should identify, right? So the topic, let's say the polity is the topic. Within that subtopics, like the judiciary and these all things, within the judiciary, I should have the micro topics, like the where UPSC is focusing and which is in the news in that particular year. So like that, let's say the 5 to 6 micro theme I have identified. Then what I have is that I have the notes. I mean the micro notes, small points for the judicial accountability. What intro I will write, what are the Supreme Court judgments regarding that? What is the constitutional provision? What are the arguments in favor? What are the against? What is the way forward? And what is the conclusion? So these are the basic. So intro, what are the argument for, argument against, way forward, conclusion, and value-added points like the Supreme Court judgment, Law Commission report, and some constitutional provisions. So these three, most probably these three in the polity articles, Supreme Court judgments, Law Commission, or any other commission like National Commission for Review of Working of Constitution and such thing. That that much we should keep for the polity. Similarly, if you take the geography and other, so the notes part is very important, sir. I mean, that is the first thing we should do. Second is the once you're prepared with that notes, now you will give the test. Now, when you are writing the test, for example, the question came on the judicial accountability. So what we do that we write the test. The problem we do is we make the issue we make is that there we see the model answer and go back to the next question. That is the analysis done. But that should not be our approach. Our approach should be that if I have written that answer, we should uh, evaluate that answer based on our note on that particular topic, right? So have I able to utilize the notes which I have for that particular topic in my answer which I wrote or not? So if I miss that Supreme Court judgment I could not write, so I should revise that. I should note down that okay, I missed this part, I missed this point, I missed this conclusion, I missed it, so like that. And parallelly, if the model answer gives out a new point, new perspective, new idea, new content, I should update my notes. So that way you
Hmm.
will be able to do the maximum utilization of your notes. Otherwise, every time you will be writing the new content. I mean, there's something new. So you won't be
Right.
able to improve. So improvement
Hmm.
should be based on your base of your notes, right? So
Hmm.
notes should grow. Then only you can see your improvement in the marks. That is the first means I got 324. This time I have received 405 in the GS. So that is a substantial improvement. Even in my optional improvement happened. So I think that is the second point. First, identify micro theme, creating the notes. Second, giving a test and trying to utilize that point, those points. Rest of the thing about the answer writing, we all know, sir. I mean, I don't want to emphasize on those all things like the value addition. I have not done very special about it. Most of the topics which they are sharing, same thing. I also have done that. Yeah, so these are the two
And
things.
one more thing, like current affairs part, basically. So,
Which
like,
one, sir? Current affairs.
yeah, yeah, current affairs, I am saying.
So, current affairs is something which is very dicey and very complicated, sir. And there is a lot of hype about current affairs. I think in current affairs, more than covering the topics, how well you are organizing the your notes become more important. Because if your current affairs are not well organized, then it's difficult to utilize them in our answers. I'm talking from the mains point of view. Now, that's why whenever you are covering the current affairs through the newspaper or any other sources, your current affairs should be the topic wise segregated. For example, if you are covering GS2, then the polity current affairs should be separate, governance. And that too, what I do is that whenever I got any current affairs, I update in my notes. I have made the digital notes. So there only I bring back them into my micro things. Right. So that way the same notes are there. You can't prepare so many notes about it.
Mm.
So my point about the current affairs is that there are magazines and all things, but our content should be well organized as per the exam. So GS2, polity at one place, governance at one place, IR one place. Similarly for GSC, economy at topic wise, that current affairs at one place, environment one place, internal security, science tech one place. Like that, I have prepared my notes.
Right, right. So coming to the last stage, the interview stage that you have gone for 3 times, and many of the aspirants are thinking to go on to that stage only, right? Because coming one time only is an achievement, right? You have got that stage 3 times. So like how's the experience basically? I think the third time you're pretty much familiar, like about the interview stage. I think you should not be so much, I can say, confused, or you can say excited, because like you have done this thing 2 times before as well. So how was the overall experience of the interview, and what board was it like this time?
Sir, and again, I would say, sir, this that every time when you enter to UPSC corner, you feel the same kind of pressure and at the same time excitement. Yes, I had this awareness about that place before also. One thing is that I felt again that kind of pressure. At the same time, the UPSC also brings that level playing field, like that they won't consider
Hmm.
you as a different person.
Right.
So that was there. Um, this time I got the board, Honorable Suman Sarma ma'am, board
Okay.
it was. Then about the interview, what I would say is, one thing I learned is that it's never about the how many questions we are able to answer. It's more about like the when we don't know how well we are able to accept that we don't. What I'm trying to say is that I think any board will try to know like they don't want people like who knows everything or who thinks that they know everything. Definitely the second part they don't. If you anybody knows everything, then that's the best part, right? We expect that thing, that's ideal, but you know that that is not possible, that one person knows everything. That means every person doesn't know something. So when they doesn't know something, are they able to confidently accept it? Yes, I don't know about this, I will read about it, simple. But when we show our guilt to the board that, oh, I don't know, how can I don't know, showing like that I must know everything. So I think that is not something which is required there. We should be able to say no, because they need civil servant. When they are in the position, they should be able to know, okay, this part I don't know. So they don't bluff, or they don't try to just to prove that they are civil servant, they are IS officer or IPS officer, so they should know everything. So they should do whatever with their assumption, with their calculation or some way. If they don't know, they should have this guts to say, I don't know. I'll read about it. We'll come tomorrow and discuss it and sort it out. And if they don't, they know, they should be able to deliver that with the confidence. So that's a major dilemma in the interviews. Like we try to read a lot about things. I think that has already been tested. What they know, they want to see is the what is the temperament of the candidate when they are in the pressure situation. How much honest they are when they don't know. Are they saying they don't know, or they are just trying to bluff and so that they know everything? So that was the learning.
Right. 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 So, like, we are very much happy that Kingmakers IAS Academy also played a small role in your personality test preparation.
Yes, sir.
So, like, we wish you all the best for your future endeavors. And I think this podcast might help many aspirants basically preparing from the agriculture background, preparing from humble background, because sometimes students see that there are lots of challenges, right? But how to overcome those challenges is a major task, right?
Yes.
So I think from your journey, from your experience, and from your talk on this podcast that we have done, I think they will get the motivation and the right strategy to overcome that thing. So, like, if you can have your last words for the aspirants going for this prelims in 2026, that is after 40 days, I can say. So,
Hmm.
what would be the final message for them?
My final message would be the first one is that don't try to read so much content at this moment. Whatever you are having, please revise them thoroughly. Focus on the four subjects which I mentioned in this podcast. Revise them multiple times. Find out the gaps there. For example, in the economy, if you are finding difficult in money and banking, revise that particular micro topic more and try to improve that. Third thing, sir, please take care about your mind and your body also. This is the time the climate is changing, the weather is changing. So if you are getting sick for 5 days, 7 days, then it can impact a lot. It might not impact that much, but because you will feel that I didn't study for 7 days, that mindset will again impact you. And fourth is that always there will be something imperfect. Okay, there is the imperfection has to be, will be there. So there will be the thing that you might not have covered any particular ncrt, you might not have covered properly the art and culture. So there will be the incompletion, feeling of incompletion will be there. But please don't go there with the feeling of incompletion. You think that you plan it, you decide like this much
Mhm.
is the time, this much is the thing I can do, and I will do this much only. Rest of the thing is the with the nature. So have this feeling of completion, that will only bring the confidence, right? Until unless you are
Right.
doubting like this, ये नहीं किया हूँ, वो नहीं किया हूँ, इतना टेस्ट नहीं दिया हूँ, उतना टेस्ट नहीं दिया हूँ, then that confidence won't come. So the confidence comes with this feeling of completion, that I am well prepared. So these things you should keep in your mind when you are going inside the exam hall, and always be ready to take risk, calculated risk, not like the blind risk. So if you're doing these five things, I think those things will be the message from my side. All the best.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And we hope that the students who are listening to this podcast will gain insights and knowledge about the examination. And we wish you all the best for the future endeavors.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much, sir.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.